Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be really, really quick. I mostly just wanted to let you guys in on what's going on before these papers come home. So I'm going to send a packet home. Let me share this screen really quick. So I'm going to send this packet home, and it's not going to have as many pages. So I'm just going to send the ones that are important. And then if you have any questions about the other pages, I guess we can talk about them. But basically, I'm just going to send 3 pages home. So basically, what I'm going to have you guys do is sign a contract. The school and the curriculum wants you to sign a contract, just basically saying, hey, at home, this is the stuff that we need. It's 15 minutes of reading. So turning off the TV, the computers, the phone, the games, just to make sure that your kid reads between 15 and 30 minutes. Basically, what research says is that the kids that are exposed to more text grow their vocabulary much quicker, and they make much bigger gains in school in all academic areas. So basically, the more access to language that they have, the more successful they're going to be in all of their academic areas. And so I'm going to send this home. And I mostly just wanted to make sure that you guys had your questions answered and that I gave you a platform to do that. So really quick, I'm going to run you through what I need, and then I'm going to open up to questions. And so, so there's this contract that'll come home tomorrow in your kids' blue folders. And then I wanted to talk about the 100 book challenge. And so you can read about the research and stuff, but basically it's good stuff. If we can get our kids to read 100 books, then basically they'll make all the growth that they need. And so they're going to have these little book bags, and I'm only going to send kids home with books that have signed their contracts. And a part of that contract is that we're going to make sure that their books get put back into their book bag every night. Because either I have to pay for the books that are lost or the parent has to pay for them. The district is not going to cover us for that as of right now. And so I want to make sure that we have all the books accounted for. I have a whole entire library that's going to help them. And so that's what I want to talk about next. And I'm going to zoom in on this little chart down here. And so basically the kids all decide for themselves, this is the book level that I'm at based on, so I start them at this little Y1 down here. And so this is the easiest kindergarten readers. And they're just like, I see a tiger. I see a cub. It's a repeating pattern. And so the kids got one of every single one of these, from yellow, green, blue, red, all the way up. And then they read it and said, yep, that's too easy. Then they went to the next book. Oh, that was too easy too. And then they got to a place, whether it was blue or it was white or black, and they said, okay, now it's starting to get challenging. That's my color. And so they chose that. Then I pulled them and I read with them, every single one of them individually, for 15 to 30 minutes. And I said, you know what? I think that this is a good level for you based on the skills in that level. And so basically what I need is for to be at a grade level. By the end of 3rd grade, they have to be at this black level. If they start at black in 4th grade, they are on level. So I have a lot of readers because of the pandemic, mostly right in this area right here between 1st grade and 2nd grade. It's not a bad thing. I have that happens a lot, especially in 3rd grade. So what I'm going to do to push them to that next level is I'm going to have them bring home their size or their level every night. And every night, Monday through Friday, I need them to read 15 to 30 minutes with an adult, and they're going to get these little cards that are home. So this is a 2B, a level 2B, and this is going to tell parents, students, teachers, everybody, what skills do they need to get out of this level, what literacy skills, what informational skills, and then also what words do they need to know. So right here it says, what chunks do they need to learn? They need to know these vowel chunks, or they need to know these endings. So I'll go through and I'll say, hey, can we letters with these words that end in ED? And if they struggle with that, that's how I know that's what I need to work on. That's what's going to move them to the next level.
Mama. Hey, Mama.
And so I'm going to stop there for now. Do I have any questions? Is there any questions? We all good? Can you give me a thumbs up if good to go? Okay. I don't see anybody with any questions, so I'm going to keep going. Awesome. Let me reshare my screen. Okay. So in school, I'm going to give them 30 minutes. And at home, I need you to give them between 15 and 30. The goal is 30, but right off the bat, 15 is fine for now. So an hour a day of reading is what's going to help close these gaps to get them back onto level where I need them to be by the end of the year. During school, I do 30 to 60 minutes of reading. That's independent reading and whole class reading. So we have a text that we read all together and we analyze and we talk about what's the main idea, what's the plot, what's the sequence, what makes a story, what makes information an informational text. And so that's 30 minutes. And then we have 30 minutes of independent time. And then we do about 25 to 60 minutes of writing. And during this time, they're free writing, they're writing to a prompt, they're writing to questions. All of that counts as writing. And so there's a ton of objectives within that. But basically what you need to know is that this is what I'm committing to in my classroom. I'm committing to an hour of reading, 30 minutes of independent, 30 minutes of with the class, and then an additional 25 to 60 minutes of writing. And that writing might be connected with my science, it might be connected with my engineering, it might be connected with what we're reading. So like right now we're reading about knights and castles, and so I'm having them write about a character that lives in a castle. So it's connected. And then 10 to 20 minutes of read aloud. So I might be reading to them about what was a medieval festival like. And so we'll read a story about that. Or the next day we might read about what were knights? What was the job of the castle? Who were kings? And so that's exposing them to language and modeling. So I can say, hey guys, this is how it should sound when you read. This is what fluency sounds like, that modeled reading. So I am going to be sending home a reading log, and this reading log needs to come home and come back every single day. And every day, my job is to make sure that they're doing their reading at home, whether it's by themselves. As a parent, I totally get, like, I didn't have time to read with them last night. It just got crazy. But it's still okay for that kid to go into their bedroom and read for that 15 minutes right before bed, or the 15 minutes before school starts, or anything. It's totally fine. And so there's just some research on more reading lifestyles. Eventually I am going to send home this family questionnaire, and it's just basically the kids do one here, like, what's your reading habit like? And then I'm going to also ask the parents, what's your reading habit like? What kind of reading does your kid do at home? Are they resistant to reading? Do they read a lot, or like hardly ever? It's really hard to get them to read, because our goal here is to make sure that we are creating readers. That's our job as teachers at school. And so part of that is sending things home and having them be interested in what they're reading at home. This just is more about their levels, target levels. So mostly what I want at home is you and your child, or an adult, 15 to 30 minutes reading with the books that are in their book bags and going through these cards with their level. So you can watch for that tomorrow. And that's it. That's all of it. Are there any questions? Do you guys have any questions for me?
Mr. Babinski?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be for all the kids?
Yep. Every kid will get one.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. So every kid will get one, from my highest level kid to my lowest level kid. Every single kid will come home with a card and with a reading log and a 100-foot challenge parent contract. And I have them in Spanish as well, just in case. So if you need a Spanish one, please message me and just let me know. And I'll get those home as well. And that's it. So are there any other questions before I sign off?
So that's gonna be starting tomorrow, right?
Yep, I'm sending all the papers home tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. And the kids kind of know about it. We haven't talked about the 100-book challenge as a class yet, so that's something that I'll introduce to them tomorrow. But they do know that eventually books are going to go home. Eventually, I'm going to be having to read at home. Eventually, I'll have a log because we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. But officially, tomorrow is like the kickoff, and that's it. So I will message you all tomorrow and just say, hey, they're coming home. I'll give a good little reminder about the blue folders, because it will be in their return to school blue folders. So, all right. If that's everything, I'm gonna let you guys go and have an awesome Wednesday night. And just feel free to message me if you guys have any questions later on this evening. Okay.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.